Let's take a look at 43. It says, if possible, solve the system equations using an inverse matrix. Let's first do this by the calculator, and then we'll do it by hand. We're going to use RREF. Anytime you have a linear system of equations where everything's the first power, RREF is your best bet if you're using a calculator. So I got negative 2x plus 4y is equal to 0, and 5x minus 8y is equal to negative 7. Now, for RREF to work, you have to have all of your variables on one side, numbers on the other side, like terms lined up. And we'll drop the variables and equals and keep the numbers in their signs. So we got negative 2, 4, 0, 5, negative 8, and negative 7. So let's go input this in our calculator. So go to my matrix menu, second, x and negative 1, left arrow over to edit, enter on A, and this is a 2 by 3, rows by columns. So I do 2 enter, 3 enter. And we got negative 2 enter, 4 enter, 0 enter, and 5 enter, negative 8 enter, and negative 7 enter. Now we're going to exit out, and now we're going to do our REF. So do second, x and negative 1, right arrow to math, up arrow to RREF. Make sure you choose the ones to RREF. That's reduced row echelon form. Enter on it. Go back in my matrix menu. Do enter an A and enter again. Now, if you get a diagonal of 1, zeros everywhere else in the first square, then it worked, which this one did. We got some decimals, so let's do math enter to change them to fraction. And our answer will be negative 7 and negative 7 halves. Negative 7 halves would be B as in Bill. So 43B. Okay, now let's take a look at it by hand. So we got negative 2x plus 4y equals 0, and 5x minus 8y is equal to negative 7. Now, first thing we need to do is to write down our A and B matrix. Now, A, in terms of the inverse, in terms of this method, using the inverse matrix, is going to be the numbers off of our variables, coefficient matrix. So that'll be negative 2, 4, 5, and negative 8. B is going to be our numbers on the right side, which are 0 and negative 7. Now, second thing we need to do is we need to find our inverse of A. Now, there's a shortcut formula for this. I don't remember what it is. So I'm going to do the tried and true method. We put our matrix first, and then right beside it we put the identity matrix. Since we got a 2 by 2, then we'll put a diagonal of 1s and zeros everywhere else. That's 2 by 2. And through row operations, we want to get that diagonal of 1s and zeros over on the left side. Well, first thing, I need to get a 1 here. Well, that's easy. I'm going to take everything in row 1 and divide by negative 2. And that's going to give us our new row 1. Well, negative 2 divided by negative 2 is 1. 4 divided by negative 2 is negative 2. 1 divided by negative 2 is negative 1 half. And 0 divided by negative 2 is 0. Well, now we need to get a 0 here. So we're going to take negative 5 times row 1 and add that to row 2 to give us our new row 2. Okay, so row 1 doesn't change. That's 1, -2, -1/2, 0. -5 times 1 is -5 plus 5 is 0. -5 times -2 is 10. 10 minus 8 is 2. -5 times -1/2 is 5/2 plus 0 is 5/2. And -5 times 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1. I'm double checking myself here. Okay. Next thing we need is we need a 1 here. Come up here, I guess. So we're going to divide everything in row 2 by 2. So we'll take row 2, divide by 2, and that's going to give us our new row 2. Now row 1 doesn't change. 0 divided by 2 is 0. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 5/2 divided by 2. It seems weird, but 5/2 divided by 2 gives you 5/4. And 1 divided by 2 gives us 1/2. Okay, last thing to find our inverse is we want to get a 0 here. So you look at the 1 here, you ask what do we multiply times this 1 that then add to that gives you 0. Well, it'll be 2. So we take 2 times row 2 and we'll add that to row 1, and that gives us our new row 1. Okay, so 2 times 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1. 2 times 1 is 2 plus -2 is 0. 2 times 5/4 gives us 5/2 minus 1/2 gives us 4/2 or 2. Boy, that's... let me think that through. Okay, 5/2 minus 4/2. Okay, that's right. 2 times 1/2 is 1 plus 0 is 1. So this right here is going to be our inverse. So it's 2, 1, 5/4, 1/2. Just mentally checking that. 10 minus 10, 5 minus 4. Okay, that checks. Okay, so step 3. Our answers is going to be given by this formula. We're going to take x, or x, now this is x as in our variable matrix, is equal to your inverse times b. Well, the inverse was 2, 1, 5/4, 1/2 times b, which is 0, -7. So we're going to take this row times this column. So we got 2 times 0 plus 1 times -7. And then we'll take this row times this column. So we got 5/4 times 0 plus 1/2 times -7. Which gives us -7 and -7/2. And this is not our variable x, that's our variable matrix. So this would be x and this would be y. So we'd have -7 and -7/2. -7, -7/2. B is in Bill, I guess. I don't remember what I said before. Let me go look. 43B. 43B. And that's our answer.